Well, the good news is that Mortal Kombat ended up winning the box office weekend. The bad news is that it wasn't a flawless victory. Instead, it almost got destroyed. Either way though, a victory is a victory and you move on. So let's talk about the box office total and ultimately why it's good even though it's not that great. So yes, in a hard-fought button-mashing battle this past weekend, Mortal Kombat just slightly edged out Demon Slayer to get the victory at box office, with Mortal Kombat taking in $22.5 million reportedly compared to Demon Slayer's $19.5. Now honestly, this is one of those things where if you look at that number you go, that's not that great. I mean, look at X movie. That does 30 million and it's considered a failure. Look at this movie, that does 100 million, that's considered a failure. Well, the difference is this is Mortal Kombat and you're comparing it to a Aquaman and a Black Panther. Mortal Kombat was never going to be on a level of a Black Panther or a Avengers film, so let's not go there. In the United States alone, making 20 million on your opening weekend during this time we're in where theaters are still not filling capacities, people are afraid to go out there, and the film was available on HBO Max, taking in $22 million on a $50 million budget. Even when you take the theatrical cut out of it, they've still made over $12 to $13 million on this one, meaning by the time this film is over, it's more than likely going to break even, if not make a lot more, considering that this will drive game sales, this will drive merchandise, and this will drive more people to the franchise. So overall, this has got to be considered a pretty good victory for WB, even if they were literally one punch away from defeat. Now, this is also one of those instances where I don't think Rotten Tomatoes had a big part of, the decision if people were going to watch this. Sure, it has a 55%. To most people, that doesn't mean anything because it's Mortal Kombat. I've literally seen people go, yeah, it's a video game Mortal Kombat movie. What did you expect? Enjoy it. And I can agree with that to a small degree. Again, I have plenty of problems with this film, but I enjoyed it. So there is a difference to be made there. I can admit to all its faults, and I think a lot of people are willing to forgive them because, again, it's a new take on Mortal Kombat. People are starving for new entertainment, and we've seen that with Godzilla vs. Kong, for example. During the pandemic, it made more than King of Monsters did when theaters were fully open. So that tells you a lot. So I think Mortal Kombat is in a good position. This is honestly a great victory for them in its opening weekend. Now, if we could only get HBO Max numbers.